No matter what happens in this life, make sure that you don't become a slave to your spouse, whether you're a man or a woman. I know my audience typically will have more ladies than men, but this applies to both gender. So I'm doing this video because one, I'm so looking so fine. I don't have to worry about makeup. I've just come in from an event and something has happened, and it has happened quite a number of times, and I just felt the need to address it, particularly ladies. You see, when you've been heartbroken, when you are separated from your spouse, when you're divorced from your spouse, it's harder for some than others. Some people move on swiftly because it's like, thank God. And then, yeah, you have some rough days, but yeah, you move on. But some people find it tougher to move on. They need support, they need more support, they need therapy, they need one thing or the other. Maybe they're coming from an abusive relationship. And then I have some people that just refuse to move on. Just refuse to move on. And I'm not undermining what some people have gone through in relationships. No, I'm not undermining it. Some people have gone through hell and high waters. Yes, they've gone through it all. But by the grace of God, I pray that the Lord will give you the strength and the grace to forgive your spouse. And this is not for your spouse, this is for you. Because every time you live in unforgiveness, you're carrying a burden. And I'm going to get to the core of the message, but this is foundational. Anytime that you live in unforgiveness, you are actually carrying a burden. And this is why some people have some illnesses. You find that there's some strange illnesses like lupus that are autoimmune, cancer, and all those sort of things that you can't even explain where they came from. And they'll say, oh, maybe the village witches. For people like us that are from Nigeria and African countries, you know, they always attribute certain things to people that don't like you, people that are in your lineage and that don't like your parents or whatever the case may be. But it's often self-inflicted because we're harboring a lot of unforgiveness in the cells in our body. Our body listens to us. You know, every time that you have negative energy, it stores up this negative energy, and you need to make sure that you discharge it, you release it, and you're not living in unforgiveness. Please, please, and please. So let me give you a story. This hasn't happened to me once, it hasn't happened to me twice. I can't even count the number of times that happened to me. Now, I'm very easy. When I go out, people call me the life of the party. I like to have a good time. I talk to people and people find it easy to confide in me, which is good. But I find increasingly that people start saying things that are personal. You know when they say TMI, too much information? Things that I don't need to know. And oftentimes when you're talking to me about your spouse, that's a bastard, that didn't care for the children, doesn't care for the children, doesn't pick up responsibility, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger to you. You don't know me, and you're probably not confiding, you're probably telling me because, well, I don't know you, so you just want to unbundle. Nothing can happen. After all, I don't know you. I might not know you, but why are you still carrying this burden that you feel you need to unbundle as well to somebody else? You need to release these people. Release them and move on. The future is definitely going to be brighter. It didn't work out, it's not the end of the world. You can still co-parent nicely. You can still, even if you don't have children, you can still have a nice civil relationship. If the person doesn't want to have a relationship with you, then fine, just move on. Let it be in the past. If after 4, 5, 6 years, 7, 20 years, anything that comes to mind, any opportunity you have to talk about that, your spouse being a bastard, you have to still talk about it. That spouse is a bitch, you have to still talk about it. Come on now. I want to urge you to get rid of this burden. You don't need it, and it looks bad on you. It makes you look bitter. It makes you look toxic. And let me tell you something. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You may be telling me, but you are also telling other people in one capacity or the other. And you may be jeopardizing future relationships because people will notice that you're bitter. And they'll be thinking, why is this person still like this after all these years? Can't even let go. You may be clouding and blocking and creating an obstacle that will stop you from actually meeting someone nice. You might not even be able to see the goodness in other people because you are still hooked on talking about this person. Even when you find somebody else, please just give it a break. It is over. It's hard. Yes, ask God to help you. Some of the things you can do when you're going through your healing process is to get a therapist. I keep saying that thing. You can call me to book a session. You can send me a DM on my Instagram and I will get back to you, or my Facebook, I don't really check it. Or you can just send me a message on 090 99999986 to book a session. Don't live in unforgiveness. And if you're from any other part of the world, just put +2349099999986. You can get a therapist. Then you can also, you take it to God. I will not say necessarily go to one church or everything, because sometimes church there's a place for the spiritual part of it. I'm not going to undermine it. But they are not always trained professionals to deal with certain sorts of trauma or grief. And I have a book called Grief, Overcoming Grief, that's also good. It's an ebook. If you need that, also send me a DM. It will help you. It will help you to understand the stages of grief, what you're going through, why you're even doing some of the things that you're doing, and what you expect to go through until you fully heal. Get a book and journal. Write down things. Write down how you feel. Identify emotions. Try and know how it is you're feeling per time. And there's so many other things that you can do. But if you want to book a session, just come. Pick up a hobby. Have a close friend that you can talk to. You can gist with. Netflix and chill, but don't overindulge in any of these activities. Don't overindulge in any. Give yourself a treat. Travel. If you have money, travel, go out. Spend some weekends at a nice luxury hotel. Pick up a hobby. Exercise, go to the gym. Start knitting, weaving. Pick up coding, learn a new skill. No matter what age you are, 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s, 20s. Pick up something. Volunteer somewhere. Start something. Your pain will birth some pleasure, and it will also burst your purpose. There's a reason why you have gone through what you have gone through. It's not in vain, and it's not always about you. So don't think too highly of yourself. Your pain is also for other people, for you to help them to heal, for you to help them in their own journey. If you can't heal, how are you going to help other people? How? So you just can't. Please, I'm urging you and I'm begging you. Don't be that bitter old woman. Don't be that bitter old man that stinks because every opportunity you have to say something negative or something toxic about your spouse. At some point, you were rolling in the bed with this person. You were sleeping together. You even had babies. So they were good times. And then now it didn't work out. The person is the monster, the person is the monster. Okay, yes, they could become monsters. They could become narcissists. I'm not undermining that. But you are now out of the relationship. Can you begin to heal? Can you begin to forgive? Can you begin to let go? You can't meet me at a party and be telling me about your ex that I don't know about. It's just not done. It's just not done. Stop telling people. That spouse did what they know with the resources that they have, with the best of their ability. Even if they were abusive, that is what they know how to do. If they knew better, they would do better. So just put it on them. It's on them, it's not on you. It's on that person. That person did what they could based on the knowledge that was available to them. They could do better and they can learn better, and God will help them to do better. But don't be the one carrying the baggage. Don't be the one suffering. Kilo day. Just don't be the one. It's ugly. It's ugly. And I keep getting this sort of experiences. The minute I say, oh, I'm a therapist, I made this, I'm that, people just feel the need to be saying things. Or even sometimes I don't even mention that I'm a therapist. I don't mention that anything. And we're just having a good time, just having drinks and enjoying the music. And then you're talking to me about your ex. It's ex, it's in the past. Let it be there. If anything is holding you together, maybe the children. And if the children are adults and they're grown, maybe until their wedding day. And that's it. You really shouldn't be going on and talking about this person, talking about this person. It doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve God either. So let's do better. Okay? I love you.